Welcome back everyone to another new video on personal portfolio websites. So in today's video, we'll be looking at how you can create your first amazing looking portfolio without any code. Yes, you heard me right, without the hassle of any code. As you know, a portfolio serves as a really important medium for your employers, or let it be your clients if you're a freelancer, to make a decision whether or not to engage with you for their needs based on your services, right? So it really becomes important that you set up a proper looking portfolio which functions really good. And to get this done, we'll be using Tilda, who is also the official sponsor for today's video. And Tilda is a very powerful platform that lets you create beautiful looking websites with ease. On one hand, it has something called as pre-designed blocks, which lets you easily drag and drop and create beautiful websites within a few minutes. And on the other hand, it has something called as Zero Block, which is a very powerful inbuilt web design editor that lets you implement any creative idea with ease, create unique looking blocks, or even create animated websites, and lots more. So that being said, without any further ado, let's get started. So first things first, all you gotta do is go to tilda.cc and sign up on their website to get started. I've already signed up. You can also use the link in the description below to get a 2-week free trial period. I'll talk more about this towards the end of the video. So since I'm already signed up, I'll click on login and you'll end up on this screen with a small pop-up on asking you to create a new website. So I'll call this as personal portfolio and say create. And there you go, your first project on Tilda is already created. So currently it's empty and all you got to do is create a new page. So for that, I'll click on create new page, and here you'll end up on a screen which shows you a lot of templates. So if you don't want any templates, you can click on blank page and get started from scratch, or you can use these amazing looking templates, right? So these are beautiful templates. You can click on each of these and it'll show you a small preview of it. So these are some general templates. You can go to store if you're creating an e-commerce website. So this is also really good that you can get started with a template. And apart from that, you have some for events, some for blogs, some for contacts. You have also some input forms as well. This is also really good. And apart from that, you also have this pro category templates, which are, like advanced templates with really good creativity. So you can see these, right? So these are from the latest UI trends and these are beautiful, right? You can also click on this to see a full preview. So this shows you a full preview of the complete page. And these are really latest trends on UI design, right? So if you want to use this, just click it on create and you can start using it. So those are the different templates, right? And I can also search for portfolio and it should show me a lot of things related to portfolio. So as you can see, there are already a lot of templates related to personal portfolio and these are already looking great. So let's try to use a simple one from here. So this one looks really simple and unique. I'll click on this and I'll see a small preview of it. It's good. This works for me. So I'll just click on create and there you go. The template is already inserted into your first page of your project and this is how it looks, right? So to edit this, it's pretty simple. You have all the options, but before I edit it, I'll just give you a quick preview of the interface right here. So these are different blocks, right? I can hover on these and it shows you some contextual menus as well. And this plus button is basically to add a new block into this. So these are different blocks. I'll also be showing you this. So now if I want to edit this, I can just double click on this and I can start editing it. And apart from that, you can go into the settings, which gives you the high level settings of this block. You can save and close it. And then you can use this block editor. Once you click on this, you jump into that particular block and you can start editing everything inside this block, right? So on the left, you have this layers panel, which shows you all the layers that are inside this block. So right now there are just these two text layers, as you can see here, and you can click on each of these and it'll have the contextual menu or the properties related to that particular widget on the right. So you can see the left, the X and the Y axis, the width. You can start modifying this, right? And then you have all the properties and the text related to that. You also have the fonts, which you can see right here. And then you can add animations. We'll talk more about this when we start creating the block from the scratch. Apart from that, you can also jump to different blocks right from here. So if I click on a particular block, it is basically asking you whether you want to save this block. I'll say save and continue. And that's how you can jump to different blocks. Instead of going back, you can directly jump to different blocks right from here. And then if you want to add something extra to this, you also have this plus icon where you can click on it and start adding new shapes or adding new buttons right from here. And apart from that, you also have some extra options hidden inside this. So here you can see some settings. You want to zoom in, zoom out, and then you have import feature. This basically allows you to import from Figma. I'll talk more about this going ahead. And then you have some help. You can also add some guides. So this is really helpful. So if I add a horizontal guide, you can see that it it inserts a guide, and then you can use this to properly align everything. And then you also have different options of help, keyboard shortcuts and everything, right? You can see all the keyboard shortcuts right here. So you can also set different responsive views, right? So on a mobile, if you don't want this at the right, you can bring it here, and that is how it will start behaving when you view it on a mobile as well. So everything can be done right here, and once you're done creating the complete block, you can just save it and then close it, and that's it. It gets edited and applied right here. And that was all about pre-designed blocks and templates, how you can use it, edit it, and make it your own portfolio websites. But in this video, I want to create something from scratch and show you how to do it. So to create a good experience for your portfolio, it's always good to start from something like a wireframe or then move into a mockup. So this really helps you to have a good picture and then set up everything and then create the website instead of directly jumping into the tool. And for this, it is always good to take inspiration from other portfolio websites. And for this, I use a website called as bestportfolios.com. So I have it open right here, if you can see, and this is how it looks, and you can see a preview of all these amazing portfolio websites, right? So you need not copy exactly as it is. You can just see, take inspiration from it and pick up the best parts and try to improvise it so that it matches your needs. So I was having a look and I really liked this one by Miranda Wong. So I can just click on it and it opens up, and here it gives you a complete preview of the whole website. You can also jump to the website by clicking on open portfolio website, and this is how it looks. It also has some cool animations like rotate and everything, right? And it has some blurred shapes at the background which makes it really look good. So we'll try to implement something like this. So what I'll do is I'll just go here and I'll copy this as an image, and then I'll jump to Figma. So here I'm on Figma and I pasted it right here, and based on this I just took some time and created a new hero section. So this is what you see right here, and yeah, that's me. So this is some basic hero section that I created, and I wanted to create this. So rest of the sections we can probably pick from the pre-designed blocks and complete it, but I wanted a unique hero section, so that is why I created this. So it is kind of inspired from this. I use the same element that you see here and some images on the right, keep it more personalized. And here I didn't see a button where the employer or the client could contact me, so I also inserted some social media icons and some buttons and etc. So this looks good to me, and I want to implement this on Tilda and create a website out of it. So let's see how we can do that, right? So one thing you can do is you can use the import feature of Tilda and import this directly onto Tilda. All these images and text would directly get imported. I'll link a video tutorial in the description below on how to do it exactly. You need to copy some API tokens, and there's a small process involved in that. So definitely check that tutorial in case you want to import it directly. But in this case, I'll show you how to do everything from scratch on the zero block. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and delete all these, emptying the whole thing, and right now it is a completely blank page and I can start from zero, and that is why I have the zero block. So what I'll do is I'll click on zero, and that inserts a zero block onto the screen, and this is how your basic zero block looks. So what I'll do is I'll jump into the editor. So I'll click on block editor. I'll just delete these. I don't need all of these because we are going to create everything from scratch. I'll just leave this because I can use this as a heading, or also you can go on the plus button here and add a text, so that is also possible. But right now I'll just use this. So first things first, I'll just copy this main title. So I just copy it and I'll edit this and I'll paste it right here. So that becomes my main title. What I can do is I'll click on this widget right here and then modify the size. So I'll keep it at 60. That looks good. Or else I can also copy the exact size from here and implement it here. But to keep this video quick, I'll just keep this as it is for now. And then the next thing I'll do is I can just right click on this and say duplicate, and that will duplicate the text as you can see. Or I can also use the option key and click and drag, right? So how we do it on our design tools, this is really convenient. So I'll just click on option, click and drag. So that way also the duplicate works. And next thing, I'll copy the rest of the text from here. And next thing, I'll change the size. So I'll reduce it to something like 24. There you go. That looks good. And I also want to add a space right here and also change the spacing. So for that, I'll click on this again. And here I have the line spacing. I'll increase it a bit. So this one is in bold. So I'll change it to regular or normal. And then I have certain text right here in bold. So what I can do is just double click on this and select or highlight the text and change it to bold from here. So that way I can change certain part of the text to bold. That is how I wanted it. Yeah, that's good. And the next thing I want is these icons. So how we can easily copy it from Figma is just right click on this, say copy as PNG, click on this plus button. We want to insert an image, so I'll click on add image and your image widget is inserted. Click on this upload file and just say Command V or Control V. We are just pasting what is there in the clipboard, and there you go, it's inserted. So if I go back here, the size is 30 by 30. So what I'll do is I'll go here and change the width also to 30, and that's our exact size. I'll bring it down, put it right here, and next thing I'll just use option click and drag. That creates a duplicate. Again, come back here, click on this, copy as PNG, click on this, say upload file and paste it. That's it. There you go. For now, time being, I'll just duplicate this and keep it as it is, right? So that looks good. And the next thing we need is a button. So what I'll do is I'll click on the plus option right here, say add button. And right now the height of the block is small, right? So what I'll do is I'll click outside and I'll increase the height of the container. So I'll make it 700. Now let's modify the button here. So as you can see right here, it is in yellow color. So what I'll do is I'll copy the color from here. So I'll copy this hex code and come here and insert it on the background. That looks good. And next thing, I want to change the text color. So I'll click on this and change it to black. That is also fine. I also want to increase the text size. Let's keep it at 18 and I'll change this to normal as well. And we'll change the text here. It says let's go. I'll change this to let's talk, and I'll also use the arrow option from the emojis, and that looks good. And all we are left is change this to sharp corners. Right now it has rounded corners, so that should probably be inside the border, and the radius is 30. I'll make it like 4, which should be good. Yeah, that looks good. So as you see, the left part is completed. Now all we are left with is the right part. So these are all images. What I'll do is I'll first copy this blob from the background. First thing, I'll say copy as PNG, insert a image right there. I'll click on upload file and paste it, and there you go, you have the blob on the right. So I'll repeat the same thing. First thing, I'll duplicate this. I'll go ahead and copy this photo of mine as a PNG and then upload it right here. There we go. That also looks good. I'll probably decrease the size a bit. Finally, copy this as a PNG and there we go. I'll reduce the size. I'll put it somewhere right here, and I can also, select all these and move it together as well. So if I select all these, I can move it together, increase the size, resize it, which is really good, right? It almost works like any design tool, which is something that I really liked. I can go ahead and select all these, move it a bit to the right and align it based on these grids, right? So this looks good to me, and all we are left is to create the background, right? So instead of creating an image of this background and putting it here, we'll try to implement the same thing what you see here. So these are nothing but a set of ellipses on the background, right? And I just use the layer blur option. First thing we need is a shape. I'll click on add shape. So right now it's a square. I'll change this to circle. Then we'll use the color from here. I copied the hex code. I paste it right here. Next thing we want is to increase its size. I've increased it, and we want the blur option. Let's see where it is. It should be inside the effect and right here. So we have the blur option. I'll put it at maximum, and we want it in the background, right? So what I'll do is I'll change the order. I'll bring it from here to the end of it, and that's how we put it behind all these elements. And the next thing is we want to move the position of it. And finally, I want to set some opacity. So as you can see, we have some opacity set here. So I'll reduce this to maybe 50% looks good. And the next thing we want to do is we want to duplicate it. So I click on option and move it to the bottom. Next thing is we want the color of this one, and I paste the color right here. So as you can see, I put it right here, which looks good. I'll also put another one right here. As you can see, that already looks cool, right? So let's go ahead and save this and close it. So there you go. You have your first zero block created. Let's also preview this and see how it looks, right? So I click on preview, and as you can see, this is at the actual website and it looks great already. So that's how you can create your main hero section from scratch on a zero block. And we are left with the animation part as well, right? So we want this tiny animations, which also makes it look good. So what I'll do is let's try to go back to the block editor, click on this object, and if you scroll down, you can add basic animations right here like parallax and everything. And if you want to do something a bit more advanced, just go to the step-by-step animation, click on add, and then set the event. So I put it as element on screen, or if you want it on click, on hover, or all these options are present right here. So right now I put it on element on screen, and then I want this to loop multiple times. So I put it on loop, then start adding the steps, right? So this is the initial stage. I want to add the final stage. So in the final stage, all I wanted it is to rotate. So I increase this to 360, and let's see how this behaves. I click on play, and that's quite fast, right? I want to increase the duration of this. So let's increase it and keep it it at 5, and there you go. That looks great. So this is what I wanted. I'll click on save, close, and if I hit preview, there you go. You can see that the animation is also in place. So that's how you create this, right? And the next thing is we are going to complete this portfolio website quickly. So I'll add more blocks right from here. I can click on more blocks, and then the next thing probably I'll add how it works, maybe to show the process that I work. So this looks good. I can use this, and here I can show my UX process, and these could be your different processes, right? So then you can start editing everything, change the icons and everything. You can add some background as well. So that is how you can use one of these blocks. And then I can also use something like services maybe. So I can use this one right here, and this could be my projects that I worked on, right? So projects, and I can start naming this as project 1. And there you go, your project section is done. You can add these images, just upload these images of your project, put some description about it, and that is how you have your section of your projects. And then finally you can add some footer as well. So if I go into footer, you can add some basic footer. As you can see, this one looks good, so I'll just add it. You have your social media links here as well. You can change the color of this, so you can edit the background color and click save. There you go, it's saved. So that's how you create your complete portfolio, right? And let me hit on preview, and as you can see, your portfolio, that is how it looks. You can also add some parallax effects for this. It would really make it look good. And we are missing something right here, which is basically your header. So every website should basically have a header, which for easy navigation. So let's try to create something creative instead of the normal traditional header. So if I go and add a new block and go into menu, which is basically the header, you can see that you can add these normal traditional headers, but let's look for something more creative. Yeah, this one looks really creative, I should say. So something on the left, which is really different. So let's try to implement this and see how it looks. So it's at the bottom right now. Let's take it above with these options on the left, and I want to edit these contents right here. So I'll click on edit, and the first one probably should be about me, and then I want my process, and then I have my projects. So I want to link these to different sections on the page. So what I'll do is I'll click on link to block, and I just need to select the block that I want to link to. So I'll click on this for the first one. That's it, we are done. I'll just say save and close, and let's see how this works. I hit on preview. There we have our preview, and you have this amazing block on the left, which is our menu. So if I click on this, it directly jumps to those sections, and the navigation works properly. So there you go. That's how you create your amazing portfolio websites without any hassle of code. And apart from that, if I go back to the dashboard right here, and if I click on this, jump to the setting, you also have a lot of other options right here. So you can jump into fonts and colors, and here you can choose a wide variety of fonts, right? So you can pick any fonts from the Google library as you want, or you can upload your own fonts as well and start working on it. And here you can also set the colors, the primary color, the link color, and all that stuff. And here you also have the option to load your system fonts as well. So you have this SEO optimization, which basically lets you fine tune important things like page title, the description, the keywords, 301 errors, the SSL certification, HTTP redirects, and a lot of other things, right, which are really important because it helps you get more organic traffic. So if you're a freelancer, it would help you get more visitors, which could potentially change into clients. And the best part is, apart from this, it also has a built-in SEO assistant, potentially gives you all the different errors and warnings, and you can directly fix it from here. And apart from that, there are also features like forms, which basically helps you communicate with your visitors by taking inputs from them. You can use different services as well, from Google Sheets, Telegram, Trello, and there are a long list of other companies, right? So you can make use of all of these. And then you also have payment systems, which basically, if you're creating an e-commerce website, you can get your payments directly on your websites without using any other external tools. So you can integrate this with a lot of popular payment services, right? You can use PayPal, Stripe, and everything. So that's really good. I'll also put the link in the description below how you can set it up easily. And apart from that, there are also built-in CRMs that you can use to create or handle your content. So that's also really good. And there are a lot more other options that you can explore, right? And once you're done creating a whole website and you think your portfolio is good to go and ready to show it off to the world, that is when you can go to site settings and then set up the custom domain right here. Just paste the value, and you can go here and see all the different settings that you have to do. So once you buy the domain, set up the name, and these are the different settings that you have to put on your hosting service, and then just save these settings and you're good to go, right? So your website will be available on your domain. And not only can you use custom domains, you can also publish this page on Tilda's free subdomain. So how to do that? Just click on publish all pages and it should get published. And to change this name that you see right here, just click on site settings. So here is where you can give the name, right? Click on save settings and go back, and if you can see here I have changed it. Once I click on this, as you can see, this is running right on my subdomain with my value. This is the free subdomain by Tilda. So that's also really amazing, right? Now finally coming towards the pricing plan of Tilda. Tilda comes in 3 basic plans. One is the free, one is personal, and one is business. So the free plan basically allows you to create one website with 50 pages and 50 MB storage, and that lets you publish on your free subdomain as I showed you. And if you want to use a custom domain, you can go to the personal plan, which is just $10 per month, and you get access to one website with 1 GB of storage and 500 pages. You can also connect to your custom domain and a lot of other features. And then there is a business plan which allows you to create 5 websites with 500 pages and 1 GB storage, right? And this basically also allows you to code export. So this is really amazing. So once if your client wants the HTML and CSS version of it, you can create the complete website and export the code and provide it to them as well, right? So this comes in $20 per month. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, for all of you, we have a 2-week free trial period. So make sure you use the link in the description below to sign up. And that was all about Tilda. And apart from that, I also wanted to show you a couple of examples that were created on Tilda. So as you can see, these are some amazing looking websites that were created on Tilda. So as you can see, these have some really good animations and these transitions to different blocks, right? So you can see these blur effects, all these look great, right? So this is again created on Tilda itself. And as you can see, these interactions, so these are really creative and it looks good, right? So you can create all these stuff on Tilda itself. You're also free to customize a modular grid in ZeroBlock as you wish, as it helps you to create unique visual structures for your website. And you can create these snappy animations and create beautiful responsive designs with all these animations, right? So that's all about personal portfolios and how to use Tilda. So I hope you found this really useful and interesting. And as always, thanks for watching.